Roger Corman, discussing his extraordinary career. Right now we're going to discuss Humanoids from the Deep. Now, in my book and my guide to movies, I give a warning that this film is not for the squeamish, especially the climax is not for the squeamish. How do you feel about monsters and their depiction on screen? You've done it for many, many years.
I have many theories about monsters. The number one theory is that you should not show the monster too much in the first half or two-thirds or so of the picture. You should tantalize the audience a little bit and then only show the monster towards the end, because you're working with the audience's unconscious, and there's nothing you can build, or put it another way, there's nothing I can build on my budgets that are going to be equal to what the audience can create in their own mind. And if they don't see the monster fully, each member of the audience creates their own monster. So I've always felt there might be a little letdown when they see the monsters. I figure hold that as long as you can.
Did you pass on this advice to Barbara Peters in directing this film?
Yes. Barbara Peters was a young woman director whose work I had admired very much. And if I have any distinguishing thoughts on hiring directors, is I try to go on ability. I don't care if it's a man, a woman, whatever, whoever is the best at that time. And it was a little unusual to have a woman do this type of kind of bloody horror film, but I felt Barbara was the best.
What response did this film get at the time?
The response was much more powerful than I thought. We thought, that is, I and my staff thought we had made a good film, but we didn't really rate it as one of our really best. And that's best in terms of low-budget filmmaking. Mm-hmm. But at the sneak preview, it got more screams, and particularly the climax, the audience couldn't stop screaming. And we were amazed at what a powerful effect that film had on the audience.
And yet, another ingredient of the film is that it, like a lot of your films, I should say, is that it has a sense of humor.
Yes.
One wouldn't think that films that in some cases are formula films with a low budget for a target audience would have such a sense of humor. You might say, well, you don't need a sense of humor, and yet that's what makes them, I think, different. That's what makes them special.
I've always felt there should be some humor in a horror film, because I remember at the sneak preview of a picture I directed, The Premature Burial, mm-hmm. the film worked perfectly, and at every moment when I wanted the audience to scream, they screamed. And then a moment later, there would be a little laugh, and I realized they weren't laughing at the film. It was an appreciative laugh that they'd been had, and they knew it, and they were going along with it. And I thought, you know, if I don't give them places to laugh, they might laugh anyway in places I don't want them to laugh. So from then on in, I tried to bring a little bit of humor into every horror film.
A smart move, I think. And as I say, it certainly sets your films apart. Now, whether everyone will laugh on cue in this one, I can't guarantee, and there may be some people still going like that, but that's what makes this Humanoids of the Deep.
Right.